You sure you want to push that button?
Do we have a choice?
All right, let's do this. One for you, one for me.
Kinda need a share.
Eliminate the Jedi. Eliminate
Fight coming.
the
You ready,
Jedi.
brother?
Lost functionality.
Eyes up! Let him have it!
Eliminated.
Find something? All right. Let's look.
Got your back, brother.
Defend me. Let's fight together.
Can't get me.
Not the enemy. Not a threat.
Target defeated.
Fight coming. You ready, brother? You see this, BB?
Submit.
Gotta dial in the shot.
Think you can jump that thing, BB? Looks like a fight.
That's an unusual power. Open up.
I have sustained damage.
Did someone slip in some spice? He's running! What?
Power strike.
Help me out.
You're a Jedi!
Light him up.
Activate the tech! Give me more of that!
Weapons free. Guess we found the party.
Protect me.
Rush him!
I'm Not liking this.
Let's fight together.
Lining up a shot. Your mark has this.
No!
Not ready. Ready, catch this.
Durability falling.
It's sealed.
What do you think you're doing with that thing?
Jedi stuff. Don't worry about it.
Show off.
I'm sure Z can decrypt this for us. Observatory is up ahead.
Right behind the army of Bedlam droids. Shortcut. Nice.
I need to focus.
Watch this!
Ready for some fun?
Help me here!
How many of those do you need?
Go. Let him have it. Keep pushing. No holding back now.
Got you.
Almost there, Cal. That's it.
Opening fire.
Enemy is the blinding.
Okay.
It is just a shell.
Close. Hope you saved some for Dagon.
I'm ready. How about you, BD?
We got a fight ahead, Cal. I'm game if you are. What's the plan? Dagon's not exactly gonna hand over the compass.
He's arrogant. That's his weakness.
Yeah. We get him angry, he comes for one of us, the other takes him out.
That's right.
Risky, but it's our best shot. Look, if anything happens, it's been a hell of a ride, Cal.
Same here, brother.
We know what we have to do. Just gotta get it done.
The shuttles are leaving. I will not return. Seek me out, or go to Tanalor. That is yours to decide. May the
Guess you
Force
got the
be with
message
you.
a few years too late.
If Centauri had only stood with me, we could have convinced the Council that Tanalor was worth the sacrifice. Now she's gone. Ravis is gone. The Order is gone, and I am free!
You're not free, Dagon. You're alone.
Why are you here when your true enemy is out there? How could you let the galaxy fall to this unworthy machine of an empire? You think yourself a survivor, but you are a failure!
They haven't beaten us. Not yet.
Now who is blinded by the past? Within the Abyss, the Empire cannot reach us. I will forge these raiders into an elite army led by disciples trained in the Force at my temple. Then when the time is right, I will strike out and cleanse this galaxy with fire.
We've already got an emperor. Give us the compass.
And why would I do that?
Because I'm a father who's running out of options. And you're standing in the way of a better life for my little girl. You hand it over, or I will... put you down.
What small dreams you cling to. Enough! Tanalor beckons.
Nothing personal.
You're terrified.
Need some help? Nice move, Cal.
You're still chained by the past. It will be your grave.
Police!
Here! Bear witness to true power. Is that it? LPD. I could annihilate you. The galaxy would never notice. You will not stop me. How pathetic. Relies upon true power. Child. Help, please! That cannot save you. Another step. Just one final act. Over here. You miserable fool. Fool. I'm just superior. Hurry! Fight me. You're finished. Hey, BD1! Right here, bud. You will suffer more. BD, stim! I did what the Order was too weak to do, and for that she betrayed me! You're an embarrassment! Die! Yes! There is nothing left but death. You will always weep. How does it feel to know that you're about to die? That your life meant nothing? Don't resist. You can't hide from me. Ah, yes. I feel it. Loss, suffering, shame, anger. There's immense power in such emotions, but you were too weak. And now it's too late.
The shuttles are leaving. I will not return. You're lost. You've strayed from the path. And you are no Jedi.
Please, tell me this is real. What happened?
Some kind of force hallucination. Fueled by fear. I use his against him.
Not so scary now. Still in one piece. BD? Give me some good news.
Maybe Dagon was right.
You sure you're not still, you know?
Think about it. Tanalor's a fortress. We should use it for the hidden path. Gather allies, train. They'd never see us coming.
I don't know, that seems risky.
Everything is at risk so long as the Empire's around. Besides, you don't want Kata spending her whole life in hiding, do you?
If she's safe, Cal? Yeah. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, I understand that. But someday, someone's gonna have to face the Empire. Why not us? I bet Cordova can fix this up. Let's head back to Jeddah.
Sure. I'm gonna take a look around first, see if I can find a manual for that thing or something.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. You saved my neck. Again. Thanks.
You go ahead, Cal. I'm sure the crew can't wait to hear the news.
Meet you back at the Mantis. It's okay, BD. We'll find another way.
Step tender, lad. This one's a rare catch indeed.
What is it?
The fabled farfish. Its tail is one riven with greed, soaked to the bone with tragedy. There are scant few far left on account of their succulent glands. But I do not intend to harvest the poor creature for its organs. I intend to bring it back to the saloon. Where I might one day find a mate for it.
Playing matchmaker, huh? You found another fawfish before?
No, but fishing's about leaving the world better than you found it. A ripple's only as good as the stone you cast. Now for a tale, lad. Where did we end? Ah, yes. The monstrous Captain went. His crew and myself fled aboard the pirate schooner of the filthy Zephyrs. Well, fast as the morning thaw, I could tell something was off. Wanyik, he wouldn't look me in the eye. Oh, and a dreadful stench was a brewing his rotten beard. An augur of fate most ill. Wanyik took the helm, and with landing claws away, we flew to deep space, putting a few lifetimes between us and those pirates. We found ourselves afield of the Parlymian trade route. As soon as the captain took his hand off the yoke, He put it on his harpoon and gave me a look, like a half-starved tuca cat eyeing sprat. Scorver, snarled the vile captain. You've gone as soft as an oyster's navel. If I couldn't trust you to spare a quarren with your blaster in your mouth, how could I trust you to skewer the great goober fish? Aye, my hesitance to pull the trigger had me undone. In spite of my most rabid pleas, the captain jettisoned wee Scuba in an escape pod. The last thing I saw was his dread smile, crooked like a bayman's backbone. And so, my time aboard the grapnel met a briny end. Sitting alone in a pod, in deep space, with nothing but a tank of old cod and gash. I'll tell you more later, lad. The despair. Ugh, the stench. It's enough to set my stomach a churn to this very day.
Ready to go. Breathe.
Is it just me, or does Zig seem lonely these days?
Makes sense. Last time she had a date, we were living in a republic.
Oh, hello there again, Cal. It is good to see you.
You too. Is this the home you were talking about?
Correct. Within there are some possessions. I don't suppose they will need them anymore. So feel free. Look around.
Are you sure?
I have no need for them. For your help, I insist. I will be leaving Kobo soon.
Where are you going?
My owners have relatives on Onderon. I will seek them out. But no matter what, I am committed to learning some more practical skills.
Practical skills?
Medicine, surgery, healing. What happened in those caverns was terrible. And I was powerless to help. I will learn to prevent that, Cal.
It's hard to stop suffering in this galaxy, but always worth the effort.
Well, look who it is. Keeping busy?
There's always something to do.
Well, you won't make a living talking to me, unless you mean to rob me.
Wasn't planning on it.
Well then, have a wonderful day.
Let's show this to Z. I'm sure Z can decrypt this for us. They don't look friendly.
It's a pleasure to have you. You better not tell me you're one of them.
One of who?
One of them fools hollering at me to throw a Raiders are gone party.
No, I'm not one of those fools.
Well, good. For starters, the Raiders are still out there causing trouble, leader or none. And worse, these prospecting fools want me to throw that party for free. Well, not on their lives. No such thing as a free lunch, let alone a free party. I don't care what the occasion is. We're in this together. You want something? You pay your share. Can I confide something, Cal?
Sure.
Now, it ain't easy for me to admit, but I'm a big fan of Ash's music. Cannot get it out of my head.
It's catchy. You've got great taste. Why is that hard for you to admit?
Well, I don't know. I got a reputation, I suppose, for being tough, alert, ready to do what needs to be done. But, wouldn't you know it, deep down I was just born to dance, Cal. Found myself humming a tune the other day, and, well, customer thought I was out of my mind. You know what I like about you, Cal? You're not always bugging me to step in and help you solve disputes and whatnot.
I like to try to handle my own problems. Guessing that's the same with you.
That's right. While back, this one prospector got into an argument with his protocol droid. Got so worked up, he got violent. So I stepped in, told the prospector if he laid another hand on his droid, I would ban him from my shop and cut his credit with every vendor in town. So, that shut him up pretty quick. Since then, well, I've been the closest thing to a mayor his town has.
I wouldn't want to mess with you.
That's another thing I like about you, Cal. Smart enough to know trouble when you see it.
These look interesting.
That's one of my favorites.
Looks good to me.
You know a good deal when you see it. Ooh, take a look at that.
This'll be useful.
Good choice. Practically had your name on it. Don't be a stranger.
So you got the compass, yeah? Well, guess that's it. Next stop, Jedi, and then, you know, it rhymes with Mandalore.
Sure you're ready to leave Pyloons behind?
I gotta admit, it's in good hands. And this ain't a one-way trip. We can still visit, right?
Just have to be careful.
Sure. I was more of a risk taker when I was younger. These days, I just want a place to call home. I'm excited to see Seer again. Those anchorites, though, not so much. We going to Jeddah or what?
Cal? When we were fighting Dagon, those hallucinations, what were they for you?
Our friends, suffering because they followed me. I couldn't do anything to stop it.
I saw Kata in her room, stormtroopers coming for her, breaking down the door. But you know what? That's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Thanks for being there and having my back.
No. Thank you, brother. We're closer than ever to giving the people we love real safety. Just enjoying this place while I can. May not see it for a while.
Did anyone tell you about the Mogu around the Raider base?
No, found it myself. Took it down.
You don't mess around, do you?
Do you always hunt alone?
Not always. For big game, I usually bring a partner or two.
Strength in numbers.
That's right. In a pack, each hunter has their own role. Safer, too. We have a saying from where I'm from. A branch of a grill tree can be snapped in half, but a bundle of branches cannot. Be seeing you.
All right, you old bat. I'm in.
Ha ha ha! There's the bonehead I know. Talk later, buddy. Cal, just in time. The old grouch just made the best decision of his life.
Yeah?
Uh-huh. I'm done pounding sand. Reckon we're ready for a big score.
The big score. The one we've been waiting for. Sitting right under the imps' noses. Got a tip about some derelict Imperial equipment up on the mountain. Prospectors have been too yellow to go for it. But we ain't yellow.
We sure ain't.
This time tomorrow, we'll be sitting pretty on an industrial fuel injector.
Glad to hear someone's not letting the Empire scare them away. But you need to be careful up there.
Oh, we got it all figured out. Got a map and everything.
Better get our autographs now, Cal. next time we meet, we might be above your pay grade.
Say, Cal, would you like to buy my guide to Kobo?
Not really.
Good, because I haven't written it yet. But if you want to know something, I have all sorts of tips for Kobo visitors.
Like what?
Give information out for free? Come on, Cal. A frog's gotta make a living. I'm really busy, Cal. Maybe later.
Kestis putting the kibosh on the raiders? Look at you!
I doubt they're gone. Just a little bruised.
Still, I'm impressed. Without a leader, they're gonna lose a lot of oomph.
Yeah? There's an open spot at the top of the raider ladder. You interested?
No thanks. Too much heat. But you're right. If I had to guess, something big and mean is gonna swallow up those raiders.
Don't like the sound of that.
I didn't think you would. Hey, Hunter. The Hexion's bloodhound, Veslin Martz, has been sniffing around for you on the mountain. This guy's moving in with his stealth squad, so make sure not to get blindsided.
Copy that. Watch my back, BD.
Huh. Kinda starting to like that little droid. Kinda.
Do you really see visions?
Not in the way you assume. I observe the world around me, and the voice within my mind speaks. Everyone at this outpost has a unique energy. Take Doma, for example. Strong, like a boulder. While waves of fear swirl around the cantina, they crash against our boulder and abate.
She makes everyone feel safer.
Yes! Once she asked me what would happen if she left Kobo. I told her what any with open eyes could see.
The outpost would fall apart.
You see it too. I must be alone now.
Bit busy.
Can't believe the raiders took a hit like that. Feels like I can finally take a breath.
Well, they aren't gone yet.
But they are on the back foot. You can't have a cult of personality without a figurehead. Listen, holobooks are full of tyrants that spread from system to system like wildfire. 2 fewer tyrants for the galaxy to worry about now.
Empire's still out there.
Easy. One wildfire at a time. Hey.
Seeing these battle droids about takes one back, doesn't it?
Maybe a bit.
Oh, the Clone Wars. Those were the good years.
I've never heard anyone say that before, Moran.
Oh, sure. A separatist secession backed by tax-loathing free marketeers begins. Just as I'm establishing a profitable extrajudicial shipping operation. They paired like wine and flatcakes.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Apologies, I'm being insensitive. You probably fought in the Clone Wars as a child soldier, right?
No, not exactly.
Well, I suppose it... It's all over now, one way or another. See you around, Cal.
Barkeep.
Good to see you, Cal.
It was good to see you.
Suppose we do make up.
Ain't supposing if it's a fact.
Hush, I'm trying to ask. Say we make a bundle of this score. What then? Pack our bags, hit Dar Shaddaa again. Wouldn't mind retiring in the Onderonian merchant quarter. Dana?
Oh, hell, I don't know. Maybe you just think too much. I say we figure it out when we get there. We always do.
Sure. Talk it over.
What skills do you need to be a good bartender?
Oh, the usual. Multitasking, a good memory, the gift of the gab, not to mention the mixology itself. You see, the better the drinks, the happier the clientele, which means, of course, the more they talk. And the more they talk, the more I learn about what makes them tick.
Sounds a little...
manipulative, I suppose. But I'm only picking up what they're freely putting down.
Cal, you missed a right squall around here. Where have you been?
Here and there.
Well, you're here now. Did you hear about Turgle's shell?
Can't say I did.
You got to check it out. Said he found it in the wash. To think!
You two have too much time on your hands.
You ought to keep an ear to the ground, kid. News like this doesn't find itself.
Z, none of this would have been possible without you. You sure you don't want to come to Tanalorr?
The thought had crossed my mind, but I shall stay here for the time being. I have grown rather fond of this cantina. Oh my, is there something wrong with my circuitry?
I don't think so, Z. It's hard to find a place that feels like home.
Even so, I'll have Monk check my logic board, just to be sure. No time to talk. Remarkable, isn't it? A strong choice, certainly.
This one.
Excellent selection.
I know that look.
What look? I don't have a look.
Dagon. His army. Those were long odds. Even for you.
I didn't let my past control me. Dagon's overwhelmed him. To be honest, I had no idea if I could. But I had to believe.
Well, I knew you would come back.
Of course. You're not getting rid of me that easily.
We should go back to Jeddah soon. Sierra and Cordova are waiting.
Hey, Monk. Remember to join the hike?
There is only the Force.